Okay, that was really cool because the what the ranger was talking about, Miss Ainsley, she was talking about the uh, I don't know. She was talking about Kate Cummings, and she actually worked as a volunteered as a nurse in the hospital, which is actually right down the road from here, and one street over to the right. And she took care of these soldiers and who were wounded in the battle, and she had to step literally over. They were piled up so high that she had to step over these bodies because they were piled up from the first floor and the second floor. There were so many wounded soldiers in the battle here at, between Shiloh and then the one here in Corinth, Mississippi. And right now I'm kind of in the supply room, I guess I could say, the supply room. This is where of course, the soldiers got their supplies with actual guns. This is the actual guns that they had during the war, during the Civil War. And of course, you got the belts and the purses and the blankets to keep warm at night, and bags to keep their ammo and supplies, water jugs, and everything else. And so, of course, they got the interactive railroad map temporarily out of operation. Bummer. But of course, you can see the railroad. There's Corinth right there. You can see there's Columbus. Of course, Grand Junction. Of course, definitely have the railroad. Somerville is like right here. And so, what the heck? Of course, this is the interactive Civil War battle.
Many without ammunition moved on Pittsburgh Landing. Hundreds charged across Dill Branch and assaulted its steep northern bank in the final effort to overrun Grant's last line of defense. Mass Union field batteries, joined by federal gunboats at the mouth of Dill Creek, unleashed a murderous crossfire. Their ranks shattered, the Confederates' attack faltered. Nightfall suspected further carnage.
This is the Battle of Shiloh in 1862 on April 6th and 7th. Unleashed. And it's the Battle of Shiloh. I don't even have to go to Shiloh to do this. It's just the arm to the west. The Confederates withdrawal, they come to Corinth. This is where, of course, the Confederacy, withdrew from Corinth to press on through the state. As you can see, defeated here. We lose the Mississippi Valley, it will probably be our cause or our fault if they lost the Mississippi Valley. And so here, after Shiloh, they withdrew, still to construct 7 miles to defend the eastern and northern approaches. And then add the saddest sites, of course. This is Corinth becomes the hospital town. Talk about the hotel. This is what Kate Cummings, examined the role of women. This is where she came in. And there it is. Kate Cummings. And this time she kept a journal to strength. These are her words. Oh, let's listen in. Giving them water. It's kind of what she did. This is her kit that she used. course, you got the Bible, always. The journal, keep coming. Telephone assistance, this is just Corinth was unhealthy. Walking hundreds of miles without shoes. Cold and rainy. May 4th. Really? Cold? It says evaluation, and then packed up, and since leaving this morning, seen many sad sights and much suffering. I felt like I've lived for something. That's the last thing that she ever wrote. Was the Tishmango Hotel in April and May of 1862. Started, she kept a journal describing the task care and so many worked it. And of course you got the communication lines, you got 3 armies setting up, building the roads, bridges, moving supplies. Just talks about kind of how the Union advanced, and then through the telegraph, of course. It always failed though, but then you also had a lot of buttons that had on the war coat. And of course you go through here and got the pick and shovel warfare through here, and of course it says this. Became his own engineer. Petersburg, Virginia, 1865. It's kind of a map of Confederate defensive lines of how they, of course, that rail line went to Memphis right here. And then you got the road, of course, down here is Corinth. And you go straight down here, and the Mobile, Ohio Railroad. Corinth is here. Better engineers, strictly defensive against enchantments, provided physical barriers to discourage attack and give protection to Corinth's defenders. These are fortifications. Fortified Corinth. After they occupied Corinth, they spent the summer building their own defensive fortifications. So, forts. So, Corinth became a fort, kind of a fortnight of the Civil War. And here is life in occupied Corinth, drills, reviews, and reconnaissance. People of the North can scarcely form an adequate idea of the monstrous and unprobable existence daily led by both officers and men within the narrow confines of this district of Corinth. Drills, reviews, and reconnaissances, raids, runaway horses, fevers, broken heads, quarantine, not granted leaves of absence, and whiskey. So, they occupied the small town from May 30th until January 25th of 1864. May 30th of 1862 until January 25th, 1864. And life turned upside down. I announced the festive season as actually opened. And so the hospital trooped the theater recently as a vegetable market. So they turned the hospital into a vegetable market. Perfect. African-American soldiers, so they did have some African-American soldiers, of course. Of course, this was still in the slavery era where African Americans were slaves. White men would take them and have them do their jobs instead of them doing their own jobs and working with little to no pay at all. And so that's when Abraham Lincoln came in and abolished slavery, ended slavery. 1863, African American men residing in Corinth, top contraband camp, joined the black military unit. Since most of the men came from Alabama, this unit was named the 1st Alabama Infantry Regiment of African descent. And they defended their own freedom with that. And then this is the contraband camp historic site. We are here. Of course, they have. Is this really the actual, like, railroad map today? There are a lot of track. The Illinois Central Gulf Railroad, the Illinois Central Gulf, the Southern Railway. So the Southern Railway. There's a lot of railroads through here, which I like. Life for Freed African Americans. Just scan over all this and just talks about how the African Americans became free through the Civil War, and in January 1864, the Union Army decided to abandon Corinth and concentrate its forces around Memphis. Order felt like a bombshell among our contented people, wrote one minister. The freedmen had no choice but to dismantle their own comfortable village, follow army westward. Corinth contraband camp itself, actually, its casualty of war was never duplicated in the Mississippi Valley.
A month after the momentous Battle of Shiloh, United States Armed Forces slowly advanced upon the strategic Confederate Railroad junction at Corinth. These are remnants of fortifications built by the Confederates to defend Corinth against the approaching United States troops. Trees have protected these earthworks from erosion, but even so, time and the elements have softened the profiles. Confederate engineers oversaw a massive rearrangement of the landscape. With shovels, men moved tons upon tons of
Existing Corinth again.
Much of the work was performed by slave